football tournaments and for the various categories of teams that are participating in the Mumbai Football League, and they have to a large extent helped in promotion and development of football in Mumbai city and Maharashtra in general.
If you can kindly throw some light on the PIFA Foundation, what are its objectives?
PIFA has been contributing to women's football and other football to a very large extent. I know now to contribute to the promotion and development of football, it requires a lot of financial support, which they have been able to, with great difficulty, able to acquire, and that is why they have been able to have so many different teams. I think they have got teams in almost all the categories. They have got junior teams in the men's category, senior team in the men's category, plus women's team, and they have been participating in these leagues conducted by the Mumbai Football Association regularly. So their contribution to football in general and women's football in particular has been to a very large extent. The contribution can be noticed, and that is why their team has now finally become champions of the state league and are participating in the IWL.
As you rightly mentioned, that PIFA Sports Club, they're taking part in the country's top flight women's football. As a hero, IWL is a huge stage for budding footballers, and they will look to set the bar high in their debut season. How refreshing is it to see clubs rising from the states like Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, say Rajasthan in the Hero I League, and All India Football Federation doing a wonderful job in spreading love for the game across the country.
Therefore, All India Football's contribution to the promotion and development of football in India cannot be denied. They have got number of projects like the baby leagues, the youth development programs that they are conducting regularly every year, and the women's football tournaments. Not only these, they have got sub junior, junior, and open category national football championships, which they have been conducted for so many years, and that has to a great extent helped in the promotion and development of women's football. We also, on our part, in Maharashtra, has been doing the same. We have been conducting inter-district tournaments for girls, that is the sub-junior category, the junior category, the open category, for a number of years, and that has also helped in the promotion of football in the various districts where there was no football activity for such a long time. Slowly, all the districts of Maharashtra have slowly having teams, and as the days and the years pass, we will be having more and more teams participating in the women's league conducted by our association.
How has been the relation or culmination between All India Football Federation and WIFA in terms of raising the standard of the game, spreading love for the game in the state of Maharashtra?
Of course, contribution of All India Football Federation cannot be denied. Ours is a very old association, almost we will be completing. It was started in more than 100 years old, and we have been following the directives of the All India Football Federation in whatever programs that they conduct. We are there to support them and help them in this project of developing football. Last, of course, last 2 years there was no football on account of the COVID-19 pandemic. But before that, Maharashtra stood second overall in the promotion and development of football in India, and that was a great achievement for our state.
And apart from the academies and the grassroots level development, what has been the role of All India Football Federation, you think, in terms of increasing the visibility and marketability of the game, women's football?
AFF has been always there to help in the promotion of development of football in all the states, but the the promotion of football at the grassroots and the youth level was taken up very seriously by All India Football Association, and that is what is necessary. If we want football in India to grow, we must start right at the root or the bottom, and have more and more people playing football. and that is the only way to produce better and good footballers and more footballers, or more girls and boys taking up to football. So we also, on our part, we have been conducting baby leagues, grassroots development programs, and also youth development projects like youth football leagues, like the under 13, under 15, and under 18 leagues. Hmm. And side by side, we also have our coach development program, which we have taken very seriously. If you want to produce good footballers, you have to have better coaches. And our D license coaches, our C license coaches, our B and A license coaches are on continuously. In fact, we have a D license course almost every week in any some part or the other in Maharashtra, and that has helped us to produce a number of coaches, which who in turn will go out in all the districts and help in training children and producing better footballers.
When you talk about coaches past that there is a big language barrier when it comes to coaches education, what could be the solution of this problem?
Of course, language barrier is there, but most of the people in Maharashtra, even though their mother tongue is Marathi, uh, they understand Hindi, which can be followed by other candidates who come to take up the D license course. We have we have candidates not only from Maharashtra for these courses, but we have candidates from other states of India also coming to Mumbai, because the courses here are organized in a very systematic manner. So we have a lot of instructors who know Marathi, and sometimes some of these instructors help in conducting the course in the mother tongue, that is Marathi. So that is the way actually to make the courses who are finding it difficult to understand English, they can be taught in Marathi or in any other language which they understand. However, the D license courses we do that, but the courses in the C and B and A category, the language of answering the thing is only English. So we cannot do much other than conduct the course in English, and also the examinations to be answered in English.
And so, with Maharashtra hosting the AFC Women's Asian Championship couple of months back, was it a shot in the arm for Maharashtra in terms of generating excitement among the people, especially on the budding footballers?
Excitement is always there when any football tournament is conducted, and when outstation teams or teams from other countries participate in the tournament. We know how successful the under 17 boys World Cup that was held a couple of years ago was. We know that the spectators there were so many that it was almost like an English Premier League match in certain times. Certain matches
Yeah.
were like the semi-final, quarterfinals, and finals. The, that we had a number of spectators. Same thing. These tournaments which are conducted, they not only help to create awareness and among the football players, but also help us in attracting people to the stands. You are aware that nowadays, to get people understand, even I league matches are watched by a few people, but this kind of tournaments help in attracting spectators, which is the need of the hour, so that more and more people get attracted to football, and they in turn take up to the game. That is the main reason for organizing these tournaments. Now, shortly we'll be having the World Cup, and that is also shortly. That is also the you will find that number of people will be attracted to that tournament. Same way here also, when we conduct the under 17 Women's World Cup, which is to be scheduled in October and November, we hope that girls and boys from India also take up to the game in large numbers.
We've seen the Indian women's team, especially, doing much better than the men's team in recent friendlies. They have defeated the likes of Jordan and Egypt. These exposure trips provided to the players, helping them in a way, getting accustomed to different weather conditions, getting exposed to different kind of playing styles and players.
Of course, this kind of exposures will definitely help in making our team stronger in all departments, like the style of play, the other conditions that they have to see. They can observe the foreign players perform, and they also can adopt the style of the game. And even our women's team that is playing now in this under 17, I saw some of their matches. Their standard has increased tremendously during the last few years, and women's football is growing up uh, from an infancy stage some years ago to, and I presume that, and I hope it rises to better, higher glory and heights in the coming future.
And with the introduction of foreign players in the Hero Indian Women's League, do you think it's going to provide a global exposure to the women's football?
That is bound to be there because the style of every player and the tricks of the trade that they used whilst playing, these are the things that the younger players notice and observe, and they also follow their style of play, and that is going to help the players to develop their game and become better footballers.
And now this season we are having an extended format of the Hero Indian Women's League. 12 teams are participating in it, 66 matches, and the matches are getting televised live as well. Is it going to help the players in terms of getting more game time, which was lacking earlier?
More game time is always necessary if the player has to improve. That is why AFF is forcing every league to be at least of for women 45 days for women and 2 months for men. That is why the reason of having more teams in the league, because the condition was that in the state league that we conducted, the minimum number of matches that a team should play were 10 matches. Well, of course, wherever there were less teams in some states, they used to have a double league format. But in Maharashtra, we had 11 teams participating in the state league. So we had a straight league wherein each team play 10 matches, and that is what was required. The more number of games you play, the longer the period you play, the longer the practice sessions you have, and that is in turn helps you to become better footballers. Otherwise, a short format of say 15 to 20 days will not help the player to develop. You have to have a long session, and FIFA and the other organizations that are there, they always have laid the condition that at least for 6 months a football player should be playing their matches, because then if you play for that long a period, you will be practicing in fact for double that period. That means almost the whole year you will be practicing and playing football, which is necessary if you have to develop football in India.
Now, before I end this, my last question to you is: with the FIFA Under 17 Women's World Cup knocking at the door, is it going to be open a new leaf in Indian women's football?
Definitely, of course, women football players are definitely going to benefit from the under 17 women's world cup that we are going to have in October November. But the the players participating from various parts of India will help to produce more and more football players, because you always try to imitate the person from your state or your
Hmm.
district, whoever is playing or representing India, and you try to become like them. That is why you will find more and more girl footballers will be taking up to football, and we will produce more and more football players and help to increase and produce better footballers and better teams in the coming future, and raise the standard of the game in India.
It was a pleasure talking to you, sir, and thanks for joining us. And with this, we come to the end of our pre-match discussion, and now we will go straight back to the stadium where Gokulam Kerala
Thank you.
taking up PIFA Sports Club coming your way. Stay tuned.
Thank you.
Well, many
Well,
matches
many
in the
matches in the
past have
past
also
have
been
also
called
been
as title
called as title
deciders.
deciders. Mathematically, it will still not seal the deal for Gokulam Kerala,
But we
but
must
we
not
must
forget
not
the sheer
forget the sheer
importance of this
importance of
90
these 90
minutes,
minutes
which are coming
which are
up.
coming up.
Top-placed
Top
Gokulam
placed
Kerala
Gokulam Kerala
would
would look to
extend the
extend the
13-game
13 game
unbeaten
unbeaten
streak
streak
when they take
when they
on
take on PIFA
PIFA
Sports
Sports
Club
Club
in their
in their
quest for the
quest for
top
the top
spot.
spot.
Gokulam Kerala are among the favourites for one. They have played a little more football than their rivals and significantly becoming India's first club to compete at the AFC Women's Club Championship later this year. They have also strengthened their squad and have a new coach at 26 who adds his vision and confidence to the players' title winning experience.
Gokulam Kerala
On
looking to defend
this
this one
continue
using
this
Anthony
run
Andrews.
because it's
Let's
a
hear.
long way to go now. We have matches coming up with a strong now, so we need to focus on that and continue our winning streak.
We'll be facing PIFA FC today. So what are your thoughts on the opponents?
FIFA is a well-balanced team. Their midfield is good. I mean, it will be a good game. But again, by the end of the day, we will go for the 3 points and we'll see how it goes.
Thank you and all the best for you.
Now let's get into the team news of Gokulam Kerala Football Club. They have kept 3 clean sheets in 3 games. One of them came against Hunts Women Football Club on 24th April. And they will hope for another one as Anthony Andrews makes change to the team from their win against Hunts Women Football Club. And the last game's standout performer El Shaddai is on the bench and Winton starts. Manisha Kalyan, Dangmei Grace all starting for Gokulam Kerala. The support mechanism towards El Shaddai will be created by Karishma, Dangmei Grace and Manisha as Ashalata Devi will continue to lead the defense line. The young Sonali, she has been replaced at left back by Ranjana Chanu and the club's first choice left back now. Gokulam Kerala going with a 4-2-3-1. And so Samiksha, El Shaddai and Mansa are all attacking options available for Gokulam Kerala Football Club tonight here. And over to the next team, PIFA Sports Club, the side from Maharashtra. And this is the very first time for PIFA as they are taking part in the country's top flight women's league. And Nirvan Shah believes the Hero IWL is a huge stage for budding footballers to showcase their talents. And this is a huge opportunity for PIFA Lioness to showcase themselves, hoping to be roar loudly and are mentally prepared for that. PIFA SC started the game deep down the defense, keeping kick-start at bay. And the Karnataka-based side created a lot of chances as they kept Anjali busy under the PIFA post. It was finally at the 23rd minute the deadlock was broken when Nirmala Devi scored a screamer around 40 yards or more. On their second game, they defeated Hans Women Football Club by 6-0. And now we have, let's hear from Nirvan Shah. He also expressed his thoughts ahead of this tie.
Of the foot.
The team is very excited. I mean, they're playing in such a magnificent ground, the Kalinga Stadium, and they're playing against the top team in India. The girls are looking forward to this match.
You will be facing Gokulam FC today. So how do you plan to take on them?
We are going to take them the way we took the other teams. We are just going to play our game.
Thank you and all the best for you.
Thank you.
And now let's get into the team news of PIFA Sports Club. They makes 2 changes to the lineup that started in the last game against ARA Football Club and that ended in a 0-0 draw at the Battalion ground. As Payal continues in goal, Kimberly gets a start as Nirvan Shah's formation doesn't mirrors to that of Anthony Andrews. It's a creative midfield with Sangi and Karen already showing how well they can combine. And up front is Lalun Siami leading the line. And the final third is full of experts. They all love keeping possession, but all of that needs to be converted. Nirvan Shah has set up his team defensively strong, experienced at setting them up defensively and has been tested while they have been tightened a little bit. A goal already this season for Nisilia and a brace for Lalun Siani against Hunts. They have good feet when it comes to scoring goals. And chance for Gokulam Kerala to keep the top spot with a win this evening. PIFA are 5th. A win will take them level on points with Indian Arrows and will have a fair chance for a top 4 finish. As for PIFA Sports Club, Muriel Adam and Lalrun Muani can always add that extra creativity for Nirvan Shah. Well, the referee for today's game is Snigdha Mondal, and she is going to be assisted by Shima Bairagi and Sujata Palit. The fourth official for today's game is Kushum Mandi and match commissioner Sudeshna Mukherjee. And Nirvan Shah will be looking forward to it. It's a huge task on hand. Many words may have been used to describe the ways of Anthony Andrews, purist and pragmatist among them, but the Hero Indian Women's League has been tough to navigate, even for the most experienced of head coaches. And so El Shaddai gets her start today. Given her ability to create and finish, she will be Gokulam Kerala Football Club's biggest threat tonight. And it's going to be like a final for Gokulam Kerala, but PIFA Sports Club is perched up very well, and they just need to see this game go through. And if you look at the table, Gokulam Kerala are 9th. They are 2nd, pardon me, and if Gokulam Kerala go wrong here, it's going to be a big moment for Sethu Medurai and Kickstart. Well, there's a lots of permutation combination out there. I have been reading so many articles. Still a game left after this to end this phase 4. Oh, would you go for a draw if you were in charge of PIFA Sports Club? Would it be smart football? That's the strategy on which they need slight change. They have lost a game so far, but yes, they would look to go defensive and go on the counter attack because they've got the metal in them with Nisilia and Lalun Siami up front. This is the match referee with the two captains, Aditi Chauhan of Gokulam Kerala, and it is the number 8 of PIFA, Karan. Snigdha Mondal will be officiating this game. This is match number 24, coming live on Eurosport from the Kalinga Stadium. And Nongbet and Karen in midfield is going to be very grudge match. Sangi too. And overall is going to be very interesting. It's all about strategy at the end of the day. Two coaches get into the field with strategies. Sometimes the strategies they work and sometimes they do not. It's totally a game of two halves, and both the teams have shown that the first 15 to 20 minutes both of them would love to attack to get the result. But this time PIFA Sports Club will look for that gritty defense to come to their rescue. Well, it's been wonderful weather the last couple of days. All of that comes down to this turf that we see very smooth in terms of studs in practice. And PIFA are going to be able to play a very fluid brand of football. On the flip side for Gokulam Kerala, it sort of works. They are a team who likes grinding out results, frustrating their opponents and hitting them on the break. And both of them have played here, so they'll play without thinking about the result today. And all these formulas so far working in favor of Gokulam Kerala Football Club. But the biggest one, of course, is the 13-game unbeaten run, top of the table. If you take this game has been played in the Kerala Women's League into consideration, they are unbeaten in 13 straight games. And they have shown in the league they've conceded, not conceded any goals so far, and scored 23. And that's something PIFA Sports Club needs to be careful. It's not easy to mark El Shaddai or Manisha. Adding to it is Danmei Grace and the new starter Karishma, who is replacing Soumya. And let's see how PIFA Sports Club reacts to all these changes being made. We are all set for kickoff here at the Kalinga Stadium. Minutes away from kickoff. And earlier in the day, Setu Madurai defeating Kickstart by 2-1 at the Capital Ground. They are perched right at the top with 9 points. And Gokulam Kerala will be playing catch-up, even though they've played 90 minutes less than the former champions. And now the defending champions will be feeling the brunt of defending the title. And Aditi Chauhan is back in the starting 11, as she was left out from the previous game against Hunts Women Football Club and Manju Babe. And in fact, it was Shreya Huda, the number 25. She got a start. And Anthony Andrews welcoming back Aditi Chauhan. The India international Winton as well, starting today. And El Shaddai, the Ghanaian striker, is on the bench. Despite the Ghanaian being among the goals, Anthony Andrews just deciding to provide game time, playing opportunities to all the players. And mighty Gokulam Kerala Football Club up against plucky PIFA Sports Club. A clash of two teams with different ambition in the roadmap. And Gokulam Kerala trying to create a bastion of football support in the south of India. And they conquer, of course, they do, in the idea of leaving the pitch tonight with 3 massive points. Well, the temperature in Bhubaneswar and the tempers at the Kalinga Stadium seem to have gone up by a few notches in recent weeks. But amidst the heat here, who's going to take this game by storm is the question. An early attack from Lalun Siyami, trying to apply pressure on Ashalata Devi. Manisha Kalyan with an early touch. The number 12. She is the top goal scorer in the Hero Indian Women's League's current edition with 7 goals from 3 matches. And El Shaddai is the second highest scorer with 5 goals. Both of them are Gokulam Kerala FC player. Ranjana Chadu, low ball. Excellent block from Zaidam. The ball was eventually coming towards Winton. Nonetheless, it was a long bursting run from the right. Straight away under pressure is PIFA Football Club, well known as PIFA, champions of Mumbai Football League. As Kashmina will be delivering this corner, and it comes towards Winton, cleared away comfortably by Sangi. And Gokulam Kerala in a 4-2-3-1 is among some of the most widely used strategies in professional soccer these days. And this fearless configuration has recently been proven as the most viable solution for the most daunting problem faced by many professional teams. And the need for a balanced formation that puts enough emphasis on the attack. Trying to win it high, Lalnun Siyami, not succeeding. But commendable effort by PIFA Sports Club's number 9. This is Karishma. She's got a lot of space to exploit. Karishma's cross. She went for the shot instead. Saw a lot of space ahead of her. Couldn't resist the temptation of shooting. That was a very difficult angle. And a couple of players in maroon was waiting in the box. Any kind of quality in there could well have been the opening goal for Gokulam Kerala. On a very basic level, the 4-2-3-1 soccer lineup makes use of tactics that are derived from 4-4-2 and 4-5-1. The strongest argument being the best soccer formation is that it offers impeccable attacking opportunities without compromising the defensive stability. One can say that the absence of wide players is a weak point of this formation, but the presence of 4 defenders, 2 defensive midfielders, 3 attacking midfielders and a striker more than makes up for that. And most importantly, the fluidity in the system makes it so special. Charlotte are delivering a ball, just dropping over the number 24 Zaidam. Gokulam is on the attack. Karishma, ball goes slightly behind her. Excellent cut out there by Zaidam. Gokulam Kerala pressing the accelerator right from the off. Defending in numbers. PIFA Sports Club, they require bodies on the line kind of stuff. And this is the jersey number 12, Trupti Ashalata with the interception. A very clean interception though. Ranjana Chanu playing as a left back, replacing Sonali. Shalata and Ritu Rani holding the deep line. With Dali Machibar, Karishma, Kashmina and Ranjana Chanu above them, forming a layer of 4 players. This is the number 10, battling for the ball of Gokulam Kerala. There's that long punt upfield, gonna be easily covered by Ritu Rani. The 4-5-1 is what deployed by Nirvan Shah tonight here. A packed midfield is what he's gonna be looking for. With Sangi, Kimberly, Karen, Trupti and Nisilia. The striker will have to do a lot of defending this evening. Lalnoon Siami and Karen. Both of them scored a couple of goals, so as Nisilia for PIFA. They are at the mid half of the table. Collected 4 points, played 3 matches. 1 win, 1 loss and 1 draw. They've scored 7 goals and conceded 3. Last game though was a 0-0 against ARA. And they defeated Hunts by 6-0. But lost to Kickstart in the opening game by 3-1. Ritu Rani, very comfortable for her. And no high press applied by PIFA. Another through ball for Karishma. An excellent piece of work there from Nikita Jadhav. Left back Nikita. Build up from the defense can be built up through the center or out wide position. For a successful build up though, it is necessary to quickly get onto the ball. Here comes an early shot, beaten away by the goalkeeper Payal. And first shot on target from Gokulam Kerala. Dalima. Ashalata. As you can see, both the centre backs of Gokulam inside PIFA Sports Club's half. Manisha Kalyan, she is the intended target. Putting in a lot of effort but failing to keep it in play. Goal kick for PIFA. And the 4-5-1 offers a balanced distribution of players on the pitch. which functions specially well in terms of defense. If every player performs their task, well, it's possible to defend very compactly. Doubling up on the wings allows for expansion in defense as well as the offense. The Gokulam Kerala player will not come across to this one. It has been given as a throw-in for PIFA. If they manage to grind out a victory against Gokulam Kerala, it's going to be a huge result for them and the biggest upset of the league. And Isilia, it's going to be a tough battle against Ritu. And never going to be easy going past her. Dalima Chiba, meanwhile, looks okay now. Gokulam Kerala's seamless run continues. Even in the Hero Indian Women's League, even in the I-League, they are topping the points table, created 8 points gap with second placed Modern Sporting. As we've approached the business end of the Hero I-League, an early dominance shown by Gokulam Kerala's women's team in the Hero Indian Women's League, and the club currently going through a purple patch. It all started with their Durand Cup victory back in 2018 in Kolkata, followed by the Kerala Premier League under Santiago Varela, and eventually winning the Hero Indian Women's League back in 2019 at Bengaluru, by the virtue of which they qualified for the AFC Asian Women's Cup, in which they managed to secure 3 points, won the last game. It's a huge result in the context of Indian football, and also winning the Scoreline Kerala Women's League this year. This is the same team, and Anthony Andrews making some strong signings, some experienced and quality ones ahead of the Hero IWL, and one of them is Daliba Chibber, Aditi Chauhan. In fact, they were roped in just ahead of the AFC Cup. And Ashalata Devi is also one of them. Samiksha Sonali, Manasa, Reshma were with them during the Kerala Women's League. Ranjana looking for that cross field. It's been given as a handball. Striking the arm, Zairem went unnoticed. Easy decision for Snigdha Mondal. And all the 4 match officials today, all of them from West Bengal. Chance for a cross. Dalima Chibber's ball in. Keeper fumbles. Manisha Kalyan. So opportunism shown by Manisha Kalyan. It's great, in fact, by the number 12. Excellent presence of mind. Kept following the ball till the last minute, making that run towards the keeper, knowing that it would be advantage for Payal. That is what you call striker's instinct. A wonderful start from Gokulam. A powerful header from Ranjana. Out for a throw-in. Gokulam Kerala so far not been tested apart from that first half performance against ARA Football Club. And now they can rush forward. Slightly behind her, thankfully for PIFA. And that would have been a one-on-one chance. And now space opens up for Wintan. Wintan has got Karishma in the middle. Wintan goes for the shot. Karishma this time from a very, very close angle. A good save from Payal. Oh, Wintan, she had that option to pick out Karishma first time. And going for the grounder, Payal forcing a brilliant save. And Karishma from the left corner of the 6-yard box. Couldn't make it count. Corner taken shot. Wintan escapes the challenge and goes for it. Another fine save from Payal. Brilliant stuff from the young goalkeeper. Look at that, evading the challenge from Afreen and taking it on the turn. Dalima Chibber this time. Outswing floater. Manisha Kalyan using her height. Goes for the header. Blazed over the top for a goal kick. And the Hero Indian Women's League returns after a gap of 2 years, in which most of India's top women footballers have played a handful of matches. And there's a new, slightly expanded format, and though it's hard to predict, given the lack of game time from its previous editions, Manisha Kalyan, can she prove to be the difference once more? Kashmina overhits. Gokulam Kerala among the favourites and one of the strongest contenders for the title. They've played little more football than their rivals, significantly becoming India's first club to compete in the AFC Women's Club Championship. They have also strengthened their squad and have a new coach. But 2 years gap means it's hard to predict how teams will plan and footballers will play. And the Hero Indian Women's League is completely a different coming after the COVID-19 threat. The girls are motivated playing the league after 2 years, but at the same time there is a lot of gap and many players struggling for competitive matches. There are many clubs who have national team players. Gokulam is one of them. And they have foreigners as well, and all the clubs have done their homework in 2 years and built good teams. They can't underestimate anyone because many are champions of the respective states, and so they have the winning mentality already. A very healthy competition after 2 years. Aditi Chauhan slides. She had to rush out and took it off the feet of in-form Indian striker Nisilia. A loud cheer from the technical bench. Positive vibes around the dressing room. That was slightly miscued from Ritu, almost resulting into a chance for PIFA. But Nisilia, she was offside. Aditi Chauhan, Ashalata Devi carrying it for Gokulam Kerala. And knocks it towards Wintan. The ball played forward only favors the goalkeeper. Got to get the measurement right in the attacking third while making those passes. Wintan and El Shaddai, two very different attackers. El Shaddai offers a physical prowess, loves pressing, more of a box-to-box striker. On the flip side to Wintan, she's agile, likes to run directly at a defense in a slightly withdrawal role. And apart from that, she also loves scoring goals. She is also regarded as one of the top goal scorers in Myanmar's domestic football. We saw her scoring ability during the Kerala Women's League as well. Gokulam Kerala went on to score 99 goals, and 60 of them came through El Shaddai Wintan. Incredible numbers. Wintan shrugging off the challenge, still Wintan. There's the layup for Manisha Kalyan. Low cross comes in and escaping Karishma Ratanbala, keeping it alive. Her low ball in. Defended. Danger is still lurking though. Kashmina. Ashalata stepping up. Riturani. And there's that overlapping run from Dalima Chibber. And Dalima Chibber takes on one. Cross comes in. Two waiting in the box. And in fact, the number 7, Wintan, gets the header away. And what an acrobatic finish. Excellent rise by the Myanmar international. And it's 1-0 for Gokulam Kerala. And that's the goal I was talking about. Dalima Chibber's cross once again doing the job for the Malabarians. Wintan from the corner of the 6-yard box. A powerful header going past pile. And it's 1-0 to Gokulam. There's Dalima again. As defending champions and one of the most established teams in the mix, Gokulam under the spotlight from the outset. From Anthony's perspective, the holders' gameplay is ready. Total football with each player adapting to different positions and styles. The first goal is to win. It's a league format and they do require 3 points in every match. And at the same time, they will not forget what the philosophy of the club is. And I think they have players who are smart, who can quickly adapt and implement it. But it also depends on the opponents and how they react to the style of play and how the coach manages the players. And the pressure will be on the 26 years old though. Some of his players are actually older than him. And that's a nice ball, just not kept in play by Trupti Deep. And straight away instruction from Nirvan Shah. What are you waiting for, Tripti? Nirvan Shah was expecting an early cross. Tripti just going to receive it, bring the ball down. In that fraction of a second, the ball just crossing the line. Ratanbala Devi. Ashalata. Cushioned ball forward. Beautifully lofted. Manisha Kalyan. Stretching her legs. Manisha Kalyan. Goes past Zaidam. Then the second. Manisha Kalyan. Tees up Kashmina. There's the layoff for Ratanbala Devi. But the angle is covered. They are denying shooting chance to Gokulam Kerala from the middle. They've got a lot of decent shooters in Gokulam Kerala. Dangmei Grace, Ranjana Chanu, all of them can score from distance. Manisha, she's got a couple of players inside the box to aim at. Her low attempt, side netting. The flag also went up against her. The injury to Lalnun Siami, clutching her shoulder. And according to Anthony Andrews, the Gokulam Kerala's biggest strength have been the national team players, part of the setup, and they know how important the competition is. They have good local team players too, and have won the league. They know how to deal with the pressure and the competitive situation, so that that is the key element. Referee has blown the whistle for hydration break. At the half-an-hour mark, it is Gokulam Kerala leading by a goal, thanks to that header from Winton. The football philosophy of Gokulam Kerala have focused on the tenets of a successful club for their women's side as well in the sparse landscape of Indian women's football league calendar. The challenges of building a consistent squad and charting a course based on club culture are unique. But Gokulam's men's team are the defending I-League champions. They've been up to the task despite the delay and the pandemic, and despite the short league. This long-term philosophy is what could set them apart. And now they will take help from Aditi Chauhan in rebuilding the process again. Ashalata Devi. She was the hero of the match in the last game. Those two having a very comfortable season, Ritu Rani and Ashalata Devi. Playing against Setu Madurai is going to be a challenge, especially when they are up against Elizabeth. She scored a brace earlier in the day. Manisha Kalyan, she will eventually get there with her pace. First time cross comes in. And in fact, it's Dangmei Grace could not apply the finishing touches. That was a flourishing move from the left. Manisha Kalyan getting in excellent quality in the middle. Just had to tap it in. Winton spots the run of Karishma. She gets there ahead of her marker. Karishma, it's a teasing delivery. Saw the keeper slightly off her mark. Just tried to squeeze it through the gap. PIFA in the last game against Sirvodem. We'll come back to that. Manisha Kalyan. Her right footer straight at Payal. This is turning out to be another one-sided affair. At least the first 35 minutes suggesting so. As PIFA Football Club, they are knocked out of their strides. Got to spread it out wide. Was asking for it. Trupti face to face with Ranjana. Goes away from Ranjana and also beating another player. And defending had to be done. A lot of confusion there. And what was she thinking there? Dalima Chibar. And very cleverly, Nisilia got in the way. Coming in from the blind side, the number 19. Took Dalima by surprise. And good goalkeeping from Aditi Chauhan. Manisha Kalyan buys half a yard to shoot. It's out of play for a goal kick. Silverdam and PIFA, they shared some points in the last game. And the game turned out to be one of the missed chances for PIFA custodian. Anjali turned out to be the wall that day. Though both the sides created some good chances in the first half, it remained all square going into the break. And after the breather, Silverdam created a lot of pressure but failed to pass through the PIFA custodian, as she kept on denying every ball targeting the net. Jyoti made some good moves in the attacking third but failed to make a cut to the scoreline. Another corner to defend here for PIFA. Nicely done. Ranjana Chanu, low ball in. Wintan. Ranjana Chanu. A lot of height on the cross towards Karishma. The flag immediately going up against the number 9. Nirvan Shah trying to motivate his troops in terms of barking out encouraging words. Manisha again. It will eventually be in play. Pausing her run. Ranjana thinking that it would go out. Manisha Kalyan with the cross. She's got long strides. That glancing attempt not going in. And El Shaddai is warming up. It looks grimacing every time Manisha Kalyan takes those long strides and enters the opposition's defending area. Wintan stays on side. Karishma. Dalima Chibar. Beautifully cushioned towards Manisha Kalyan. She does get her head to it. Straight into the arms of Payal. Trupti defending from the front. Gokulam Kerala, Ranjana Chanu. Look at the press. Muscled away. Too strong for the challenge. Ratan Bala Devi. Right high. She also firmly believes that she could potentially be the one who can break her record of scoring 35 goals in 2 seasons in the Hero Indian Women's League. There's gonna be some warning issued to El Sadai. She must have said something which the referee didn't like. It's gonna be a booking for El Shaddai. An absolutely unnecessary way to get your name in the book. It's not required, especially when your team is leading. It's a very poor way to get your name into the book. Ashalata. Twisting and turning, saw the gap, slipping it through for Manisha Kalyan. Defender comes across, caught flat-footed. There's the pull back and Karishma's attempt on goal. No power on it. Excellent pull back from Manisha Kalyan. She's been the prime creator for Gokulam Kerala from the right, from the left. And Karishma from the right, making those inverted runs inside the box, adding up an extra body, supporting Winton. This time spoils the run of Dangmei Grace and Manisha Kalyan, still Manisha Kalyan. This time goalkeeper grabs hold of the ball. And good work from Payal. She's had a very busy first half. Made few really good saves. Oh, very poor goal kick. Winton from distance. Oh, just kept out. While Payal was backtracking. An excellent arm stretched out by Payal. A quick presence of mind from Winton. Another fine save from Payal. A stupendous goalkeeping from PIFA's number 30. Go shot, Gokulam. Ranjana Chanu. A firm block. Lalnun Siami was standing like a wall in the way. A wall very difficult to surpass. Committing herself early. Manisha Kalyan this time from the right. Changing flanks. Winton is completely empty. Manisha Kalyan makes it 2-0. Wrong footing the entire defense line of PIFA Sports Club. Shifting wings, going to the right. Takes it onto her left foot. Slotting it into the bottom corner. This was Manisha Kalyan. Look at that. So much time and space afforded to her. And the number 12 does the rest. Ashalata Devi opting to play it short to her defensive partner Ritu Rani. Is intercepted high. Selling one dummy. The resulting delivery was not the one to remember. Manisha again. Knocking through the channel where Ranjana Chanu and the number 12 is present. Finding a lot of joy down the wings time and again. Using the pace, power and trickery of Manisha Kalyan from the left. Karishma as well from the right. Just in one of those occasions, Manisha Kalyan shifting flanks. Turning out to be a productive tweak. And now she is back to her primary left wing position. A wonderful guide on. And now Dangmei Grace. The defender got in the way. And the shot is completely wayward. 3 minutes of additional time then. In this half, Gokulam Kerala leading by 2-0 with goals from Manisha Kalyan and Wintan. Sunita Devi. Some practice for Anthony Andrews as well on the touchline. No action at all on the right hand side of the pitch. It's on the left hand side has been action packed, and all the 10 players of PIFA are back there defending. Lalnun Siami is the only option up top. They're running out of options, PIFA, while going forward and eventually giving the ball away to Gokulam Kerala. It's so difficult to break them down. A system which is giving them result. And that shape has been held in a very stern way by Gokulam. And Dalima Chibba. Dangmei Grace. Dangmei Grace beating her player for pace. This comes the cross towards Wintan. Easy as they come. She's never going to miss those from that sort of range. And it's 3-0 in fact for Gokulam Kerala. Wintan with her second of this evening. So easy. Dangmei Grace, look at the run. Left to Zaidem for dead. A low cross towards Wintan. An easy tap in for the Myanmar international. Tripling the lead, the Malabarians, before heading into the break. There's going to be more goals for sure. Ashalata Devi. Manisha Kalyan. Manisha Kalyan holding off the challenge. Ranjana Chanu. Dangmei Grace was also available as an option. Ratan Bala arriving on the edge of the area. An injury to a PIFA player. With that, the referee brings the first half to an end. Snigdha Mondal. It's been a dominating half of football from Gokulam Kerala's perspective. They go into the break with 3-0 lead. Brace from Wintan. And a goal from Manisha Kalyan as well. And it was quite expected with the kind of weapons they've got in their armory, with the kinds of firepowers. Too much difference between these two teams. It is already visible in the field of play tonight. Not only tonight, and also in the previous 3 games as well. And at present, I do not see any team who could potentially put up a strong fight against Gokulam Kerala. These are the first half stats. 65% ball possession, 18 shots taken, 11 of them on target. 7 corners won by Gokulam Kerala in the first half. And now we will have a look at the number of shots taken by Gokulam. 18 in the first half. 5 from Manisha Kalyan, Wintan with 4, and Dalima Chibba with 2, Dangmei Grace and Ratan Bala with 1 each. Only 1 shot taken by PIFA Sports Club in the first half. Trupti Deep, the number 12, testing Aditi Chauhan from 25 yards out. 2 fouls committed by Gokulam in the first half. Manisha Kalyan and Ritu Rani with 1 each. Now we will have a look at the number of fouls committed by PIFA in the first half. Only 2 by the visiting team, Lalnun Siami and Zaidem, with 1 each. Now we will have a look at the first half highlights then. Match number 24 kicking off at the Kalinga Stadium. And the defending champions taking on PIFA, the champions of Mumbai Football League. A couple of early chances. Payal, she's been kept busy. Had to be up on her toes. Manisha Kalyan trying to outfox the goalkeeper. Payal, slightly clumsy from her. This was Winton's shot on the turn, saved by Payal. Stupendous stuff. Manisha Kalyan once again with that low cross. But it's Dalima Chibur's cross. Winton adjusting herself and getting the header away and opening the score line for Gokulam Kerala. Sending the delivery in the right area, Dalima Chibur. Manisha Kalyan with a pullback. Ranjana Chanu making a hash out of it. Karishma's teasing delivery onto the side netting. Manisha Kalyan selling one dummy. A glancing attempt going over. Winton from distance. The keeper was backtracking, still managing to get enough of the ball. And Kalyan this time on a free run from the right, making it count, shooting it using her left. 2-0 for Gokulam Kerala. Just a couple of minutes before the half-time break, and just at the cusp of half-time, it was an easy tap-in from Winton. Dangmei Grace with a wonderful run and a very cute finish from Winton. So it's 3-0 at half-time in favour of Gokulam Kerala. We will come back shortly. with the second half as PIFA makes a change. The number 29 Lalrin Muani comes in for Trupti Deep. A midfielder sacrificing a forward. An all-Indian lineup up against a side with the amalgamation of experienced Indians and foreign players. First half was a one-sided affair, but football is all about taking chances, and they have managed to do so thrice in the first half. Gokulam Kerala. These are the two teams that stand for energy, tactical innovation and youth development. An absolutely brilliant pitch, both the teams dishing out some quality football. Manisha Kalyan again and completing her hat-trick, but it won't count. A flag went up against Winton. She was marginally off. Manisha Kalyan showing a flash of pace once again. Her long strides. A big advantage for her. Karishma. And there's the pullback. Shot comes in. Beaten away by the goalkeeper. And play continues. Ranjana. It's going to be important how they manage to break the defense. PIFA in the second half and how they try to penetrate. But I'm sure we're going to have a wonderful second half. Dangmei Grace, she is on the run. Dangmei Grace with the low cross. Once again called into action. Pyle. She's been called twice within a space of a minute. And the dust has settled in. Here at the Kalinga Stadium. Still not sacrificing the principle of building from behind. PIFA Sports Club. The side from Colaba. Ratan Baladevi. Kashmina. Ranjana Chanu from the middle. Oh, that's a good ball. Flag stays down. Karishma looks up once and delivers. Manisha Kalyan was arriving. Excellent phase of play from Gokulam Kerala. And can they break forward? Lanu Siami. The second half started at a decent pace. And this is Lalrin Muani as well. Muani to Siami. Sangi. Poked forward. No nonsense from Ritu Rani. Karishma. There's the run. Offered by Winton. Excellent layoff. She can round the keeper, which she does. Still Dangmei Grace. Karishma. Empty net, and it's 4-0 for Gokulam Kerala. Absolute super move by the Malabarians. Wonderfully done. Winton playing it towards Dangmei Grace. She rounds the goalkeeper. Taking time on the ball, picking out the right option in Karishma. And her sliding attempt has gone into the back of the net, and she will be absolutely delighted for scoring the goal on her start. A big moment for the youngster. It's turning out to be a bizarre evening for PIFA Sports Club. Gokulam Kerala generating a lot of speed, utilizing both the flanks. A relentless crossing. Akanaksha is going to come on. Number 10. Let's see whom she replaces. Akansha, the number 10. Akansha Kandalkar. Karen. It's going to be the second change of the game made by PIFA. The number 10, she has been introduced. Kandalkar, well known as Aku. And comes off is the number 3, Kimberly Fernandez. Ashalata Devi. Ranjana. 5 minutes into the second half. Gokulam Kerala scoring a very quick goal. Their fourth, in fact, of this game. And the goal just keeps coming. And whenever they take onto the pitch in the Hero Indian Women's League, they have scored 27 goals so far. And at least showing some attacking intent in the second half. PIFA Sports Club. Lalrin Muani. On to Siami. Muani finding Sangi. It's going to be a goal kick for Gokulam Kerala. Being the first attacker, the goalkeeper is responsible for building up the play. Whether implementing this strategy in a friendly youth soccer match or a World Cup match, the goalkeeper needs to be excellent at reading the game situation and flawlessly distributing the ball to their teammates with perfect rolls, throws or kicks. Aku is brought down. A free kick for a PIFA. And having collected 9 points of the first 3 games of the Hero Indian Women's League, the league leaders Gokulam Kerala, they are taking on the side from Maharashtra on the upper hand, heading towards their 4th successive win. Afreen goes direct, comfortable for Aditi Chauhan. Dalima Chibba seems like she's committed a foul. Just inside the D box. The referee just having a word with the players, and Gokulam Kerala players are vociferously protesting the decision. A free kick from a very, very good position. Seems like this is very much on the number 10 Aku's range. She can pop up with a goal here if the right technique is applied. When you win a free kick from the middle, you can use your other side of the foot. Aku goes for it, perfectly taken. Off the crossbar. A wonderful free kick from Aku. Just rattling the crossbar there. Applying the right technique there. Getting it down at the right time and just a tad too much precision onto it. Failing to keep it underneath the crossbar. Ranjana Chanu plays it forward for Manisha Kalyan. Out of play for a goal kick. And Anthony Andrews, he sounded very wary of the opponents. PIFA has a balanced team, he mentioned, with young and energetic players. They also have quality in the mid unit with pace and have the fire to fight till the last minute. And they have to be very careful in the midfield unit and convert their chances early. Both the players are down, in fact. The referee has a decision to make here. In the midfield unit, Gokulam Kerala, they got to be very careful. They cannot afford to be complacent. It's injury to Karishma. She's had a great start, justifying her inclusion in the team, earning the trust of her manager. Too much pace on the cross. A poor clearance. Soumya immediately replacing Karishma. Ashalata Devi. The ball drops precisely for the number 19 who takes for it. And the follow-up has gone wide as well. Soumya with back-to-back chances. An excellent ball from Ashalata Devi. The ball eventually dropping precisely just in front of the number 19 Soumya. She takes it first time. And on the follow-up, skying it over the top. Winton brought down. Get up, says the ref. The moment she went down on the deck, had a look towards the ref. And desperate for her hat-trick, Winton. Adds a lot of variety to Gokulam's gameplay. Winton and El Shaddai, two very different kind of players. Both these strikers have got their own advantage and disadvantages. The intended target was Manisha Kalyan. Ratan Bala, Soumya. Dangmei Grace plays it into the channel. A wonderful tackle there. Zaidam, Dangmei Grace picks up the loose ball. Dangmei Grace goes on the outside. There's the cross. She played it out. So much pressure applied by Gokulam Kerala. And they want to end this on double digits. And that seems to be their plan. Afreen. And they set up the approach to a defensive third is sufficiently protected by the midfielders and the double pivot. Still, it is expected of the goalkeeper to provide support to the defenders. Carrying it from deep into the feet of Lalnun Siami, spreading it wide on the far right. Siami is making a run down the middle. Got to pick her out. In fact, it's a cross towards the back post, and it has gone in. And it's Nisilia pulling one back for PIFA Sports Club. And Gokulam Kerala concedes after 14 games. They've managed to keep 10 clean sheets in a row during the Kerala Women's League and 3 in the Hero Indian Women's League's opening 3 matches. The last time they conceded a goal way back in the AFC Cup last year. Their defensive resilience finally has been broken. And it's the number 19 in Nisilia pulling one back for PIFA Sports Club. It was a wonderful cross. lifting it up towards the back post. And a diving header, nestling into the bottom corner. Aditi Chauhan beaten for the very first time in this competition this year. And now trying to be proactive. PIFA. Yeah, the hour mark here. And the score line is 4-1. It's 1-1 on that count. Both the teams scoring a goal each in the second half. Nisilia scoring her third of this campaign. She is the side's top goal scorer. Wintan slipping it for Manisha Kalyan. And now Dangmei Grace wants it. Manisha Kalyan continuing her run down the middle. Excellent 1-2 shot from Ratan Bala. Blocked. And a counter could be on here. Nisilia. Lanu Siami ahead of her. Just one touch too many for the youngster. Dalima Chiba. The pace of the game has picked up. And now accelerating Soumya. Soumya's cross in. Manisha Kalyan makes it 5-1. Her second of the night. Her ninth, in fact, of this edition of the Hero Indian Women's League. Soumya putting it on a plate. Just waiting for Manisha Kalyan to arrive. And comfortable finish for the 20 years old who comes from Punjab. And it's 5-1. Already 6 goals in this game, which simply cannot take your eye off it. And PIFA eventually coming out of their shell, going all out. Sangi's lofted pass that trickles out for a goal kick. Ritu Rani. Dangmei Grace, Ashalata Devi, Ranjana Chanu. Clearance completely miscued onto the path of Manisha. He's beaten the challenge. Flashes it across the face of goal. Went past a marker like a lightning and flashing it across the face of the 6-yard box. A tremendous pace on that cross. That is what Manisha Kalyan adds down the flanks. Nisilia. And Ashalata Davies is stepping in. Nicely done there by Ashalata. And now she is also charging down the flanks. There's the reverse pass for Manisha Kalyan. The flag went up against her. Both Wintan and Manisha Kalyan on a hat-trick tonight. Anthony Andrews also mentioned that it's a solid start to the season. And he is definitely happy. But there is still a long way to go. They have experienced players who understands the game, the process, and executes it as per the plan and helps them to get the job done. Finally, it's time for El Shaddai to come on. Gokulam Kerala's number 15. Replacing Wintan. Anthony Andrews just deciding to keep El Shaddai active and give her the ample game time. Dalima Chiba knocked off their strides, and now Dalima. A slight miscommunication. Nisilia taking it 1-2, kept in play. Lalnu Siami, Nisilia making a decoy run out wide. She goes in field. Sangi, option to the right. Beautifully chested down. A good piece of defending there. That's going to be a handball. Dangmei Grace. She's also being among goals in this competition. Has scored a hat-trick against Odisha Police. Also scored a brace in the last game against Hunts Women Football Club. It's Afreen with the free kick. A towering header from Dalima. And now on the counter is Gokulam Kerala, Dangmei Grace. Excellent 1-2. Once again, El Shaddai flagged off. He got to maintain the line very well. Likes to play off the shoulder of the last player in defense. Not maintaining the line well. Sometimes she got to just bend her run to stay on side. And that's the facial expression from Lalun Siami. Yes, she is completely frustrated, especially with the kind of treatment she's receiving from the Gokulam Kerala defenders. Dalima Chibbar, good at playing 1-2s. And now gap for the cross. Soumya, a disappointing one in fact. A better performance in the second half from PIFA in terms of attacking. Defensively though, they continue to be porous. Nisilia, the skipper Karim, Ranjana Chanu cutting that one out. Ritu Rani, El Shaddai dropping deep to receive the ball. Dalima Chibbar, Ratan Bala, a beautiful play here from Gokulam Kerala. Dalima Chibbar's cross. A target was El Shaddai. Beautifully defended by Nikita Jadhav. Just scrambling on the ball. Now the flag will eventually go up against Kashmina. And sometimes the goalkeeper also required to act as a leader on the pitch. An ideal player for this position can quickly make the correct decision under pressure and can also act as a wise on the ground instructor to coordinate with the defense and keep the team motivated. One more move, this time from the half space. Manisha Kalyan, Ranjana Chanu on the overlap. Manisha Kalyan holding her run, and now she is drifting out wide to provide support to Ranjana. Kashmina stepping up, darting into the PIFA area. Manisha Kalyan flagged off. She tried her level best to beat the offside trap and eventually falling into the trap. Look at the turn. Absolutely wonderful. Now showing a glimpse of why she is one of the top players in the league. 20 minutes of regulation time remaining. 70 minutes on the clock. Gokulam Kerala leading 5-1. Crowding out Lalnun Siami. Sangi. There's a great ball. Aditi Chauhan sensing the danger. She saw the gap between the two defenders and eventually leaving her mark to arrest the situation. Causing a lot of headaches in the second half. Sangi with those balls down the middle. Eli Shadai Zaidem is there to disturb her. And Gokulam Kerala looking to regroup again. Ashalata Devi. She will look to recycle it into something constructive. And the ball just runs away from Manisha. Ratan Bala couldn't get there. A chance for El Chadai, even she fails to do so. Kashmina making sure there's no breakaway move forward. Soumya. Ratan Bala. Talima Chibar. Kept in play by Soumya. El Chadai is there. El Chadai's got option to her left or right. Ratan Bala pressing from behind. Just forcing the defender to play it quick. Excellent pressing from Gokulam Kerala. Just getting overawed by the presence of big players on midfield. It's PIFA. Dalima Chibar's cross. Headed away. Lalnun Siami. She has got option to her left in Nisilia. Finding Sangi instead. Nisilia continuing with her run. Getting involved into a foot race with Riturani. Eventually the number 16 winning it. The staggering of 3 rows isn't ideal for the offense. Long distances between defensive midfielder and the strikers are felt, especially when transitioning after winning a possession. Zaidem keeping it away from the legs of Manisha Kalyan. The ball eventually comes back to Gokulam. And goalkeeper's ball. Oh, very poor there from Payal. Quickly on to the second ball is Gokulam Kerala. Even not the greatest of the touches from Dangmi Grace. And Gokulam Kerala getting ready, few more changes. It's gonna be the second drinks break of this evening. And PIFA Sports Club being the only Indian club to break the chinks and score against Gokulam Kerala. They have conceded in the Hero Indian Women's League after a span of 2 years. Recently in domestic football they haven't conceded. And that speaks volume of the kind of side Gokulam Kerala are. And the superiority reflects on the pitch. No offside from throw-in. El Shaddai keeps hold of the ball. They're surely comfortable of doing better than that. The weakness can only be compensated for by an extremely strong lineup in midfield. Slightly lacking in composure after the first goal. PIFA. Lots of youngsters also rising through the ranks of Gokulam Kerala. Would be seen in national colours in the near future, for sure. The likes of Sonia, Soumya and Karishma. A very, very bright prospect, one for the future. From the centre circle, Ritu Rani's ball forward. Chase on from Nisilia. Nicely marshalled by Gokulam's disciplined shape. Ritu Rani. Clumsy there from Gokulam Kerala. She targeted the right angle. Nisilia getting a round of applause from the substitute bench. And in fact is the number 77 for Gokulam Kerala, Jyoti. Jyoti also was among the goals against Hunts. A regular starter for Gokulam Kerala in the Kerala Women's League. A top scorer in the Mumbai League, Jyoti. She ended as a highest Indian goal scorer in the scoreline Kerala Women's League. Twisting and turning, Lalnu Siami trying to take on Dalima Chibber. That's not an easy task. The right back is highly experienced. Ashalata Devi. Gokulam with possession. And almost breaks for Jyoti there. And the PIFA Force Club have won, lost and drawn a game each at the start of the debut, the Hero IWL campaign. The Mumbai-based side will be looking for the better version of themselves in the remaining minutes. And Irvan Shah is absolutely frustrated, committing a lot of mistakes while defending El Shaddai with the header. In fact, it was a shader for Soumya. And the foul and free kick going PIFA's way. And the head coach Nirvan Shah resonated on the same and said, though they are the underdogs, but they will try to stick to their style of football. Last year they've set their course to play the Hero Indian Women's League and be amongst the best clubs in India. And up against the Indian national team players. Wonderful opportunity for these youngsters to shine. Soumya stepping past Nikita. Getting enough on the ball. Payal. Manisha Kalyan looks injured. And that was Somi again. There's the teaser. And away but from Payal. And Nirvan Shah, he is stretching near the technical area. And now the keeper looks all right. And Manisha Kalyan as well. There is a booking as well to a PIFA player. We will confirm you shortly who is the one. The combination is still lacking among the PIFA players, given the fact they've not been able to play out from behind comfortably. Oh my word! An absolute screamer from Ratan Bala Devi from the edge of the penalty area. And everyone present there out on the pitch didn't saw that coming. What a curler from Manisha Kalyan. That was Ratan Bala, in fact. Manisha Kalyan goes to the referee's book. Look at the technique applied by Ratan Bala Devi, and that too with her weak left foot. And the keeper beaten all ends up, and it's half a dozen for Gokulam Kerala. Adjusted down by Lalnun Siami, and that's going to be a foul. And a booking for Ratan Bala. And every yellow card shown to a Gokulam Kerala player is vociferously cheered by the PIFA technical area bench, a reserve bench rather. Psychologically, it's a victory for them every time they're managing to frustrate the Gokulam Kerala. The goal scored by Nisilia against Gokulam. Here's a big one. She will remember it for a long, long time. 3 players in maroon in the middle. And now Dalima Chibar also on rushing. Lalnun Siami back there defending. Ratan Bala. Pressure applied on her. She lost it out. Soumya El Shaddai ahead of her show as Manisha Kalyan picks out the latter. Can't quite control it, Manisha Kalyan. Santosh Trophy semi-final also going on simultaneously at Manjeri. So as the Hero I-League matches, it is a refreshing moment, a football fest going around. Kerala taking on Karnataka in the Santosh Trophy semi-final, and tomorrow Bengal will be up against Manipur. Bengal have won the Santosh Trophy for the most number of time. When it comes to the Hero Senior Women's National Football Championship, Manipur have won it a maximum number of time. And now El Shaddai driving Gokulam Kerala forward, and now forces joining in the attack. El Shaddai on the loose ball, muscling away and asking for it. That was Jyoti, and she gets it. And not the greatest of the touches from the number 77. It's been retrieved again by Gokulam Kerala's Samiksha. Here's El Shaddai on your screen, the second highest goal scorer of this competition. And meanwhile in Kerala, Manjeri, the home team, leading by 2-0 against Karnataka, and likely to make their way into the final of Hero Santosh Trophy. Kerala were the champions of the last edition. That was held in Kolkata, the final being played at the Salt Lake Stadium, defeating Bengal in tiebreaker. It was 1-1 at full time. Soumya looks up once, across towards El Shaddai. She had to stretch, sets up Samiksha. A snapshot from the number 23 has gone wide. And lots of predictions in the social media as well, where this Gokulam Kerala team would end. 29 goals already, and now keeper almost getting caught off guard. Playing with fire there, Payal. A regulation time of 2 minutes remaining. A firm header away from Dalima Chibar. She excels with those long dipping crosses, and cent percent of her crosses eventually finds the mark, finds the target inside the box. That is a very big weapon for a fullback. If you are a good, if you got a good cross on you. And equally decent while defending. And Dalima Chiba, Nisilia playing it in field. The shot from Aku took the sting off it. Muriel Adam gonna be coming in, replacing Sangi. And Nirvan Shah making the third change. A regulation time of only a minute remaining. That's the change. Muriel Adam comes on then for the number 27, Sangi. An additional time of 4 minutes. Lalnun Siami. Too strong for the challenge was Samiksha, and eventually the number 23 too quick on her as well. A victory is going to help Gokulam Kerala in regaining their top spot. El Shaddai is completely free in the middle. Jyoti can't get her ball in. 29 goals scored in 4 matches. Still about 3 minutes remaining. Can they make it a round figure? Is the question. Conceded only 1 goal. A goal difference of plus 28 at present. Still Manisha Kalyan. Manisha Kalyan! Chance for El Shaddai, and the side-footed attempt is blocked. Defending with bodies on the line. PIFA in the closing stages. A lucky deflection. Crunching challenge from Zairem. Inch perfect. She's timed it to perfection. And keeping Soumya at bay. And Karishma, she was really very impressive on her start. Could be a potential contender for the hero of the match as well. Gokulam Kerala's number 9 scoring a goal in her first start this season in the Hero Indian Women's League. A couple of minutes still remaining in this game, and it is a corner for Gokulam. Dali Machibar. She's got few tall figures inside the box to aim at. What can she produce from a corner away from the keeper? An acrobatic attempt, shot on the turn. Flag will eventually go up against Jyoti, and it does. And ricochets off a couple of blue shirts. Kashmina chesting it down. Karen, she's been lost in midfield throughout this evening. Slips under Jyoti there. The last 14 seconds remaining on the clock. Gokulam Kerala just 35 seconds away from their 4th victory. That will take them to 12 points. Jyoti seems like some problems with her hamstring. In fact, it's Manisha Kalyan. Warning signs, and Ashalata Devi having a check. She is indicating towards the hamstring. It's quite humid, and those cramps are bound to happen. Our players are draining out. Nirvan Shah will be making the final change of this game, as Mansi will come on. Replacing Karen Pius. Disappointing outing, Karen. A bad day in the office. Ashalata Devi, El Shaddai, Samiksha, Kashmina, Ratan Bala. Still holds it up, Ratan Bala, and eventually lost it to the number 16. Passes into no man's land. Aditi Chauhan is there to claim. Referee blows the whistle and it's full time here at the Kalinga Stadium. And 6-star performance from Gokulam Kerala. It all started with Winton strike in the first half. The Myanmar international scoring a brace, followed by a brace from Manisha Kalyan as well. Karishma chipping in with a goal on her first start. But the highlight moment in the second half in terms of Nisilia pulling one back for PIFA. And Gokulam Kerala conceding a goal after a long span of time. At full time here at the Kalinga Stadium is Gokulam Kerala 6, PIFA Sports Club 1, and Manisha Kalyan seems to be in great agony. And the Malabarians reclaiming their top spot, which they lost to Setu Madurai earlier in the day, and that joy for the former champions just short-lived. There's Manisha Kalyan, Aditi Chauhan, the skipper. A remarkable performance once again by Gokulam. We are used to getting this kind of performances from them. And now time for today's hero of the match. It is Karishma, the number 9. She's awarded a cheque of 5,000 rupees, sponsored by Hero Motorcorp Limited. This is the full-time score line. Gokulam Kerala 6, PIFA Sports Club 1. This is how things have ended here. These are the match stats. 63% ball possession, 29 shots taken by Gokulam, 17 of them on target, only 4 shots taken by PIFA, managing to keep 2 of them on target, and 10 fouls in total being committed in this game. Gokulam Kerala also winning 10 corners. These are the 29 shots, most of them taken by Manisha Kalyan. She is on top of the tree. Soumya with 4. Karishma with 4 as well. Winton also taking 4 shies on goal. Kashmina with 3. Ratan Bala with 3. And Dalima Chiba with 2. Only 4 shots taken by PIFA Sports Club in this game. 2 from Nisilia, Trupti Deep with 1, and Aku with 1 as well. And now we will have a look at the number of fouls committed by Gokulam Kerala in this game. 8 in total. 2 by Dangmei Grace, Manisha Kalyan, Ritu Rani also committing a couple of fouls, and 1 each from Ratan Bala and their Myanmar import Win Tan. And now we will quickly move on to the number of fouls committed by PIFA Sports Club in this game. Only 2. Landun Siami and Zaidem Maui committing a foul each. And now we will have a look at the match highlights. Match number and only the goals. Dalima Chibar's cross, Winton with the opening one. A diving header rising above everyone. Manisha Kalyan making it 2-0. She's got excellent eye for goal. And then the celebration. Dangmei Grace beating Zaidem for pace. And then that ball sent in towards Winton. She pokes it into the back of the net. Dangmei Grace setting up Karishma at full stretch, making it 4-0. And then PIFA pulling one back. Nisilia. Perfect placement by the number 19. Soumya once again putting it on a platter for Manisha Kalyan, scoring her 2nd. And Gokulam Kerala's 5th. And Ratan Bala with the best among the lot. A perfect ending to this game. And it has ended 6-0 in favor of Gokulam Kerala. Thanks for joining us. It's goodbye from the Kalinga Stadium.